Hey guys, just want to make this quick video here. I'm a regular contributor to the Suncor Energy Board on Yahoo Conversations under the name Terra. So I do see all the common names here and of course, Mugatu mode to keep us entertained. It's a very active, engaging board. And I want to make a video laying down my hypothesis in a video format. Thought I'd take a crack at it because it's sometimes hard to lay down a very detailed hypothesis in the message board format and share with you guys. So here we go. I'm going to do a macro and a micro view. And the micro view, I'm going to take you guys through a conversation I had in this tab here with a contributor on the board. And I'm going to reference the annual reports to illustrate. So the macro view is really just the 1-2 punch that we had at the beginning of 2020. So that is the oil price war between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Which of course caused a massive increase in supply of oil, and then the government shutdowns, which caused a massive demand spike down. And of course, the May futures went negative back in 2020, and that was based on full inventory projections by summer of 2020, which we know now absolutely did not happen. Inventories were nowhere near full. And there was a lot less supply than anticipated. And now we're hearing news about drawdowns twice as large as predicted. So that is the macro view. Of course, Suncor suffered for that price decline. But worldwide, I think the supply and demand is way imbalanced because shale oil is expensive to stop and start again. So when you shut down shale production, it costs a lot to start it back up again. You can't just turn it on and off like a tap in your house. Whereas Suncor is advantageous because they're in the oil sands in Canada, which we mine, which you can start and stop on a dime for no cost because you're mining. You can just stop the mines or start them up again depending on what demand needs. So we have that huge advantage. So shale is going to be playing catch up once demand fully comes back online. Shale is going to have a tough time. Oil prices is going to have to reflect that. The micro view, I think, is best illustrated here through the conversation I had with a contributor here, Derek. Derek commented on one of my posts. I was talking about the refining and marketing operating segment. And essentially here under note 15, I said note 16, but under note 15, you'll actually see a net historical cost of $9.5 billion on their books. And the thing with these refining and marketing assets is they're recorded at cost under IFRS. And because IFRS requires that you record these assets at cost, it doesn't matter how much they're worth. They could be worth $100 billion. It doesn't matter. You have to value them at $9 billion. So the refining and marketing segment includes the Petro-Canada gas stations and refineries, among other assets. But that's the idea there with refining and marketing. The refining and marketing segment, in my opinion, makes Suncor a powerhouse. It just produces steady cash flow no matter what the situation is, and that's just a reflection of their efficient management and integrated network. So we can see here actually how much they produce. So the funds from operations we see in refining and marketing are $4 billion in 2019. Another $4 billion 2018, 2017, $3 billion. So, say they bring in about $3 billion, on the low end. And they spend about $500 million a year on capital expenditures. So, it's safe to say that they're bringing in $2.5 billion, which I have highlighted here, in cash. Every year, normalized $2.5 billion. From $9 billion in assets. So you see that these assets are actually worth way more than $9.5 billion. If we take that $2.5 billion number and we take a discount rate of 15%, which is extremely high, you wouldn't use that really in a realistic scenario with this. You're looking at a valuation of about $16 billion for their refining and marketing segment, and that works out to about $10 of their share price on the low end. On the high end, say they were gonna put up their refining and marketing assets on a fire sale. Canada, you have to understand, is very restrictive on building refineries and on the oil industry in general. So you can't just come and build whatever you want. Refineries have a long bureaucratic process to go through to get built. So when these types of assets, especially in Canada, like I mentioned, go for sale, they are bid up by these companies, because you have to imagine if someone like ExxonMobil got their hands on the refining and marketing segment of Suncor in Canada, how integrated their oil network would be. Actually, they would be that's borderline illegal on some antitrust laws. That's how powerful it would be if someone like ExxonMobil got their hold on Suncor. So on the low end, to say that it's 16 billion for the refining and marketing assets is not crazy at all. That implies a 15% discount rate, which is massive. In reality, you'd be seeing discount rates of closer to 5%. Depending on the bidding, these types of discount rates can go to ridiculous numbers. I mean, 2%, just because of the powers that it would bring to the larger integrated companies such as Exxon. So you have to include that in the valuation of these assets. So I say 80 billion here, which is really nothing crazy here. That's that just implies your low discount rate. So that's pretty much my hypothesis here on their refining and marketing segment, and the reason why they can't just put it on their books is because of the historical cost. So yeah, that's my hypothesis. And yeah, I appreciate you guys listening to this video through to the end, and let me know your thoughts on the board. So talk to you soon.